Hello and welcome to our special 2-hour review of the first test in Australia's tour of South Africa in 2002. Let's go to the new Wanderers ground in Johannesburg now for the start of play on day one. The Australian openers, Matthew Hayden and Justin Langer, are at the crease after Steve Waugh won the toss. Your commentators are the two national selectors, Mike Proctor and Alan Border.
Overpitched, and that's through. This outfield here at the Wanderers is beautiful. In the air, dropped. Well, that ball flew.
It's a fast delivery, catches the outside edge and flies. Jacques Kallis appeared to be a little bit late on that ball.
Pulled away. That is an excellent shot. It wasn't that short. Hayden pulls this one away. So back-to-back pull shots by both opening batsmen. It's well bowled. A little bit wide. And played a little bit on the up.
Now that's put away nicely. Again, not quite timing it, but it'll still reach the boundary. Again, worked off his pads. Plenty of open spaces on the onside. And this one just reaching the boundary, so consecutive boundaries here for Matt Hayden. Fine shot. That's a shot of a player in prime form. A slice in the air and pass point. Second boundary of the over. That's crashed off the back foot with offered, and Langer spanked it through the offside. Wrapped on the pads. Did that do too much now? The finger goes up. Donald is struck here. South Africa have drawn first blood.
Over comes the arm, and that's not a bad decision. I just wonder how much it did move off the wickets. Hit him on the roll, but look where his foot is. It's right on the crease, so the ball hasn't got very far to travel. Justin Langer is on his way for 28. It's been a very positive knock. Donald strikes first, 46 for 1.
And he's away in emphatic fashion. That's a glorious hit for 6. In fact, 4 signal.
Very strong in that area, Ricky Ponting. Anything in the line of middle stump, middle leg, he punches away on the onside. Nell does well, and then doesn't do so well because he pushed the ball onto the rope, so that goes for 4. Driven, found the gap on the offside, and it's racing away. It gathers pace on this very fast Wanderers outfield. That's the drive, but it's off the back foot. There's no third man. Good shot. That's wide of the off stump. Punch down the ground. Good shot. Very good shot. Was that off the pad or the bat? I think it was the pad. Good shot. This is punched wide of mid-off. Didn't time it to perfection, but no problem. Edged. There's no third man. So Andre Nel, having overpitched one that went for 4, has produced a good delivery. It found the outside edge, and unfortunately for him, it's another boundary.
And he's clubbed that away. That's a tremendous shot to end the over. And once again, Andre Nel seemed to have gone past the outside edge, but umpire Steve Buckner has raised his finger. Ponting wasn't happy, but he deserves this wicket because he's beaten Ponting on a couple of occasions.
You see the ball pitching, and I get the feeling that Ricky Ponting might have played his pad there. It doesn't seem as though he's caught the outside edge. A big shout from the South Africans, and Ricky Ponting a little bit disgruntled on his way. Very fast 39 off just 43 balls faced. Australia now 2 for 113.
Yes.
Excellent timing. That's a top shot from Hayden. So Waugh off the mark. And off the mark with a boundary. It's chipped in the air. And they're just eluding mid-on.
And Ashwell Prince makes a great effort to try and drag that one in.
And again, the short ball is put away. That's a beauty. Beautifully struck. He is so strong. That is his favourite area. There he goes again. And Alan Donald is just having trouble getting enough balls in the right area. 2 overpitched, and they've both gone for 4. 50 for Matty Hayden.
Good way to bring up the half centre for Matt Hayden.
And he's gone again, and it's straight into short leg. Now, is he okay? Straight on the helmet. Gary Kirsten is down.
He knew exactly what was coming. And have a look at that. He is really on top of it.
Well, that's hit Kirsten before he's even had time to move anything. Taking it right on the spin. I think he's okay. He's got the ice back. He'd probably go off for a while.
That's put away by Mark Waugh. It does make it look easy when in full flow. Already the crowd witnessed some sparkling shots. It's a short delivery. There was a man at deep backward square leg, but he hardly picked it. And that's put away. Fractionally short, and Hayden has given himself the room.
That's well played. Used his feet very well there, Mark Waugh. That's gone a long way. He made that look so easy, Matt Hayden. Well played. No third man in place. Another boundary. That's another boundary. That was a long hop. That's the 50 for Mark Waugh. Comfortable too. Well played.
Wide, and that is classical. He's waited for it, as Matthew Hayden. The previous 4 deliveries from Mackay and Tini, he left outside the off stump, but not this one. The noise, huge appeal. Umpire Rudy Kitson has not given him out, but Mark Waugh is going. Well, there was certainly a noise, and I don't know who was trying to con who there. I thought I saw Rudy Kitson's finger going to go up. Mark Waugh hadn't looked at him. Mark Waugh started to walk. Then Mark Waugh stopped, had a look at Rudy Kitson, and he gave him out.
Mackay and Tini, I think this has brushed the glove, and I think Mark Waugh knows it's brushed the glove. He thought it was an obvious one, and only when Rudy Knudsen was not going to give him out, he just took a couple of strides away, and then the umpire decided he's got to go, and off he went. So Mark Waugh's on his way. He got to 50, 53, not really convincing. And Tini gets his result, 224 for 3.
Huge applause for Mackay and Tini as he goes back to his mark, as Matthew Hayden swings one away. He doesn't worry about a wicket having just fallen. He's just smashed a 4. Another one. 99 to his name. Down the wicket, pushes it wide, and it's a single, and his 100. Beautifully played. Dropped on nought. He's taken advantage and played a fabulous innings to reach 3 figures.
Delighted as Matty Hayden. He's been a prolific scorer in Sheffield Shield. And a very ordinary entry into Test cricket right here at this ground, where Alan Donald gave him a severe working over. But since then, he's become a wonderful player. He's succeeded in India, in England, and now he'll be mighty pleased with his 100 here at the Wanderers.
That's a good shot. Gets on his back foot quite early, Steve Waugh, but always looking to come forward if it's full in length. As I said, 4 dot balls, and then the boundary ball is delivered. Edged but into the gap. When things aren't going for you, that will happen all day. That's better. That looks a lot better. That usually happens to rub salt into the wound.
They go up here for the catch. The finger goes up. Hayden departs, and that's the wicket South Africa want.
And Matthew Hayden, we'd seen a couple of shots where he played very loosely outside the off stump. He had a little bit of a slog. Mark Boucher's absolutely delighted. So is Andre Nell. That's a lucky wicket, but just makes way for the bit of bad luck they had had. Matthew Hayden departs 122, played quite beautifully, 272 for 4.
It's edged and it's gone through the gap. That's frustrating. Martin off the mark in streaky fashion. That's a fine shot. Just seemed to be a gentle push, but the timing was so good.
Below 4 runs to the over. Well, take that. That is just smashed away through the offside, and Callis is not amused. Short and out. Brilliant. Jacques Callis has struck. Steve Waugh is gone. And joy for South Africa.
Catches it high on the bat, and an excellent catch taken there from Herschel Gibbs, just backward of point. And that's the breakthrough the South Africans wanted. Stephen Waugh out for 32. And the Australians are now 5 for 293.
And this is up in the air, but over the top of Alan Donald's head. I think initially Donald thought it was coming to him because he heard it, that it got on the splice. It made that clunky sound, but such is the swing of Gilchrist's bat and how quick he does it that he's managed to get it away for 4. And they had the man there, and he's not going to stop it. Gilchrist knew it was coming. And what's happened? Man down. Alan Donald, he's clutching his hamstring. We thought it was the ankle earlier, but he is in great pain. There is a problem here. Well, he was in the outfield for quite some time, and now has come back for a second spell. He knew straight away. There it was. It was almost as he delivered the ball. I just think that somehow it could possibly be a cramp, but for me, that looks like a hammy. And he's not looking all that healthy. And there he goes. That is a trademark shot. You can't bowl there. And it's gone all the way.
Short, pulled away. And there are 2 men back, but it makes no difference. Punch through the offside. This outfield is very, very fast.
Edged. And it's gone down. Now.
Good bowling, just the ball moving across the left-hander. The thickish edge. And flies between first and second slip. Callis makes a great effort in the end.
That's well played in the end. There's no third man. Gilchrist will get a boundary. I thought he adjusted well. That's pulled away. He gets into good position, Martin. And he's hit it in front of mid-wicket. That's crashed off the back foot. No need to run for it. And what does Martin do? He's giving you the full range here. First the pull, then the cut, and now a lovely straight drive.
Just out of his reach. Didn't time it very well at all, Adam Gilchrist. Still get 3 runs quite comfortably.
50 for Adam Gilchrist. Not his best shot to bring it up with. And he got enough bat on it to get it over Jacques Callis's head.
That's gone behind square and a long way behind square. Those 2 men out deep again, proving to be elusive. 385 for 5. That's in the air again, but a long, long way in the air. Good shot, beautifully placed, well timed, everything right about that shot.
Well, 1 bounce over the bowler's head and into the boundary. Well, that's Gilchrist for you. Just got the feeling he's in that frame of mind. Lovely shot. Now this is controlled aggression.
It's a shot that he plays very well, and he can get that distance as well.
Once again, inside out, and it's gone all the way. He made that look so easy. Lovely shot to bring up his half century. Overpitched, hammered through the offside. And another half century for Damian Martin, so his rich vein of form continues.
The ball raced away.
And now the pull. Just get the feeling the wheels are beginning to come off here. He's clubbed that on the onside. Another boundary. And he's played that away on the onside. The timing is good enough for the ball to reach the boundary. It's been a magnificent innings. And in the last 1 hour, we've seen some scintillating stroke play.
Almost as good as it gets.
Lovely shot. Excellent placement. That's pulled away in tremendous fashion. 100 for Martin. And what a way to get there. The two Western Australians on a roll. Another one. 3 on the trot.
There he goes again. And don't worry about that one. It'll just be a maximum 6 runs. And he's gone again. High. And is it long? Yes, it is. And there he goes again. Don't worry about this one. Is it going to get the gold sign? It must have just missed. That is an amazing shot. Anybody who can strike gold at the Wanderers, and Adam Gilchrist was so close.
1.4 million rand. And it's high, it's hard, he's looking. Go ball, he's saying. No, pull back, come back. Oh, so close to $1 million.
Hey, what about half, AB? I reckon it's that close, and he gave everybody such a fright that they might just think about giving him half.
Smashed. In the air, out. At last, South Africa have made the breakthrough. Damian Martin goes on a big one. It catches the outside edge, and Callis gets a wicket.
And there you could see again, Procky, a bit of movement off the seam there for Jack Callis. So there definitely is a bit of help there for the seamer if you do hit the seam. But at end of an excellent knock again from Damian Martin. Batted brilliantly. 610 for 6 Australia. That's gone a long way. All those feelers on the boundary, they mattered none.
His 7-6 and now his 8-6. How close was that to the sign that would have struck gold for Adam Gilchrist? What an innings this is proving to be. 18 fours, 8 sixes. Callis, the bowler. Short, pulled away, and that's the 200. What an innings. And what a way to get it. All the way to the boundary. Adam Gilchrist, take a bow. Today you've been an absolute star.
Absolutely ecstatic, appreciative teammates and Australian supporters all around the ground have seen one of the great test knocks.
Well, Brett Lee joins the party as well. And that is the declaration. The Australian flags are flying high as Gilchrist will end up with 204. What a player.
Congratulations all round from appreciative South Africans. They know they've witnessed something special here. Adam Gilchrist will have to race off and get the pads on to keep.
Good shot. Very good shot indeed by Herschel Gibbs, and the crowd are on their feet. McGraw around the wicket. Off the edge, gone. McGraw in the first ball of the second over. He's got the edge of Kirsten's bat, who tried to leave it, And South Africa have lost their first wicket.
The ball's kept coming at Gary Kirsten. He couldn't get his bat out of the road and quite unbelievably catches the edge and flies to the safe hands of Shane Warne. And a terrible blow for South Africa with Gary Kirsten on his way for one. South Africa 1 for 11.
Fine shot. Just hitting through the line. Gillespie over pitching and Herschel Gibbs cashing in. Good shot. Nicely punched on the back foot. That's the most confident shot he's played.
Big shout again, and he has given him this time.
Gibbs not going too far forward. Hits him below the roll. Going straight on to hit the stumps. Not easy to give those decisions, but that was a good one. Gibbs departs for 34. South Africa 51 for 2.
Nasty. Taken. Warne's claiming the catch. Kallis holding his ground. But just looking at the body language of the Australians, I think Kallis will have to depart. Australians on a roll here. Talked about Lee working up some serious pace. Well, he's got a wicket now, and that pace will improve. So the red light flashed. Kallis has to depart. Wicket number 3 for Australia. And South Africa in deep, deep trouble now. 55 for 3. That's a tremendous shot. Ball from wide of the crease, no ball signal, but Prince was onto it in a flash. Well played. Drifting onto leg stump. It's a full toss and put away. Short and put away. Ample time for Mackenzie to rock back on that back foot.
Flying over the top of slip. Looking for that hook shot again. And that is a lot better. That was a beautiful shot. Good drive. Not beautifully timed, but it will still get there, as we have seen on so many occasions on this ground. Dropped. Got there quite quickly. Captain Steve Waugh in that gully position, the second of the 2 gullies.
They had their fair share of luck. The Australians are now South Africa. They're reciprocating Captain Steve Waugh.
That's high up there. Will it carry? Gillespie gets under it and takes it.
But Glenn McGrath is not to be trifled with. A little bit too full. He's got it high on the bat, and that went many mile in the air. And watch how he keeps his eyes on it, Jason Gillespie, all the way. Hands cupped, takes the catch. He knows what a good catch. It looks easy, but it come from a very great height. So Neil Mackenzie, after a good little partnership with Prince, departs for 16. McGrath gets his second, 108 for 4.
Gone. Ashwell Prince departs for 49. Looking for that elusive run.
Tempted outside the off stump, shortish ball. Unfortunately for Ashwell Prince, uppishly towards Matthew Hayden in the gully, and a very good catch from the big man. The Australians celebrate the 5th South African wicket. The end of Ashwell Prince, a very, very good innings. Unfortunately for him, 1 short of his 50. He departs for 49. And the South Africans now 5 for 113.
Edged. That is brilliant. That is a brilliant catch. Absolute Jaffa River delivery. It pitched left Bodhodipana, got the outside edge, and another blinder.
Been teasing Bodhodipana around about that off stump. And to the batsman's defence, that was a great ball and an even better catch. Adam Gilchrist is certainly enjoying his time here at the Wanderers. Double century yesterday and an absolute blinder. Bodhodipana on his way for 2. South Africa now 6 for 113.
Edged out. Nicky Boyer going for the drive, and this is brilliant piece of bowling in tandem, both McGrath and Gillespie. Gillespie, he's picked up 2, McGrath 1. Boye departs.
Another delivery slanted across the left-hander, and then Mark Waugh takes, well, makes it look easy. The ball flew to second slip, high and hard. Gillespie celebrates, and Nicky Boye unfortunately doesn't trouble the scorers, and the South Africans have slumped to 7 for 114.
He flashes and flashes hard. Plenty of open spaces in the field. Once again, fractionally overpitched and to pounce. That's a good shot. That's a spanking shot. Wasn't all that short. Oh, he's got hold of that one. That big strike. That's disappeared. That's gone. Leading edge into the gully. Brett Lee is struck. South Africa lose their 8th wicket.
And the different delivery on the previous deliveries was a lot straighter. That's where he has to bowl if he's going to get Ntino to get back onto ball. Have a look at the line. It's in line with the stumps, onside, and just gets the leading edge because Brett Lee does get that ball to just straighten. Swings it away from the right-hander beautifully. Good wicket for Brett Lee, good wicket for Australia. It's 146 for 8 as the drinks cart comes onto the field.
That could be out. Yes, Mark Boucher. One shot too many. Nice and full, inviting the drive. Boucher went for it, and Gilchrist snares another.
Full delivery, it's quick, it goes away from Boucher. He goes for the drive, the outside edge. Gilchrist, a good catch. So the Australians are in a happy mood. They've played wonderful cricket as March of the Pouches for 23, and South Africa now really struggling at 155 for 9.
That's pretty close. Yes, gone. The quicker one. The one that he pushes through. Shane Warne doesn't try and turn it. Comes through the air much quicker. And Andre Nel has been defeated. He doesn't like it, but when he sees it on replay, I'm sure he'll find that he didn't get the foot far enough forward. Congratulations all round from the Australians. They know they've played well. They've batted beautifully, particularly Gilchrist. And now in the first hour, they've really decimated Australia. We'll have a look at this one. Just pushes it. Does it pitch on? Just going on. And I reckon that's probably pretty close. The height, no problem. He hasn't stepped a very long way forward. And Andre Nel is on his way. South Africa bowled out for 159. And a very disappointing day it's been for them.
A buoyant Australian team. They've played brilliantly. Claps all round. Congratulations all round. They really are an efficient, professional outfit, this Australian team.
And he's away, as he was in the first innings. Very similar shot, and it's going to go all the way for 4. Very fast outfield. And a good shot from Herschel Gibbs to get off the mark. Didn't try and hit it too hard, just leant into it.
He's got that through. That's sweetly timed by Gary Kirsten. That's edged. It's gone into the gap between third slip and gully. That's a fine shot. Just reaching the boundary. Second boundary of the over.
Driving caught. Didn't get over it at all, Gary Kirsten.
Well, this is a huge blow for South Africa. We've talked about the need for Gary Kirsten to be the rock to bat around. On this occasion, chases a wide delivery from Jason Gillespie. Almost a warm-up ball. Wide of the off stump. Catches a thickish outside edge, and Damien Martin takes a fantastic catch behind point. Very disappointed, Gary Kirsten. He's on his way for 12, and South Africa have lost their first wicket for 20 runs on the board.
Got through. That will go all the way.
And is not afraid of playing his shots. Nicely punched off the back foot. Not coming out right. Long hop put away.
Edged, no third man. And that was a genuine edge. That's well bowled. That's the delivery. That slants across the left-hander. Just a bit of seam movement. Smashed away. Glorious shot, Herschel Gibbs. What a good shot. Beaten the field again, this time off the back foot. This time played with good timing. Hold him. He's dragged it on. Inside edge. Into the rough marks that Alan Border was talking about. And Shane Warne has achieved the breakthrough.
Well, it wasn't quite how I imagined it, but it was still a full ball, very wide of the left-handers off stump. Unfortunately for the young debutant, inside edge onto his foot, back onto the stumps, and the tide has turned back the other way. And a very disappointed young man. I can stand that disappointment. A well-compiled 28, but South Africa now 89 for 2.
Good shot. Very strong off the back foot is Jacques Kallis. Given a little bit of width, and Warne pays the price.
Oh, that's a beauty. He left the one before because it was too high. This one was right on the money for Jacques Kallis. His eyes lit up and away it went. That must be. He's gone. The first time that Shane Warne has thrown it above the eye line, Herschel Gibbs fancied it. I think it was probably the right thing, but halfway down I think he realised he wasn't in any sort of position. Because he threw it up in the air, it was always going to spin more. Thank you very much.
Lot of turn there for Shane Warne. Had absolutely no chance of getting back. Herschel Gibbs must be a little bit disappointed, but that's another good wicket for Australia. It's 98 for 3.
Murali, 72 test, 404. And he's got plenty of cricket to come. Wasim Akram, he's probably at the end of his career. Courtney's finished. Capel's finished. Hadley's finished. Beautifully bowled. I'll see you later, Jacques Kallis. That is right in the right zone for Glenn McGrath. So first Shane Warne and now Glenn McGrath.
He just keeps on persevering with that line and length, Glenn McGrath, just about off stump, and whenever he gets it perfectly right, it's a wicket. Had no choice but to play at that, Jacques Kallis, and just enough movement off the seam, constantly hitting the seam, just persevering on that line. Right line, right length, good wicket, 98 for 4.
And it's gone onto the stumps, the last ball before tea. Another bit of luck for Shane Warne, not his best delivery. Mark Boucher thought he had it covered. I think it rebounded off the glove and onto the stumps, and well, it's just written all over his face. Disappointment for the South African skipper.
Well, as I said, Shane Warne wouldn't be too perturbed about that sweep shot. He's not unhappy with these sweeps because the ball is turning a great deal. It pitched outside leg, just came back enough to come onto the pad and the glove, and of course the sweep, the action of the shot, just dragging the ball back onto the leg stump. Boucher goes for 1. South Africa in desperate trouble at 109 for 6 as they all head off for tea.
McGrath 1 for 21 will continue from the call at drive end. Bowling to the left-hander Nicky Boyer. Still the lone fielder on the onside. As he edges it, straight to slip, and Nicky Boyer is gone. Smile from, goodness me, how accurate is this bowler? The Australian flags are flying high, and so they should be.
The master strike bowler does it again. Just sliding the ball across the left-hander. A little bit of extra bounce, catches the edge. Nothing sort of a shot, and Ricky Ponting makes no mistake at third slip. And Glenn McGrath very, very happy with that. Absolutely perfect delivery. A bit of a nothing shot from Nicky Boyer, just hanging the bat. He's gone for 5. South Africa 122 for 7.
Bowled him. The Yorker leg stump by Glenn McGrath. Well, that's a brilliant delivery. Not much you can do about that. First up, you get the leg stump Yorker. Knocks the leg stump. South Africa now are really, well, 8 down for 122.
Fantastic delivery first up to any batsman. And I think that is an in-off. I think you'll find that that's hit Mackay Ntini's front foot as he swiveled and hits the foot and then goes onto the leg stump, and he's out for a first ball duck. We haven't seen Little Daffy before.
In the air and out. The bouncer to Andre now. Well, we've seen wickets fall so dramatically just before and dramatically just after tea. Australians, both on the field and those supporters in the stands, are jubilant.
Well, I see it, but I don't believe it. This is just an incredible, dominating performance by the Australians. Glenn McGrath, his third wicket in 4 balls. An absolutely perfect short ball to the tail ender. Andre Nell had no opportunity there. It was right on the money. Justin Langer takes a very easy catch, and Andre Nell, another duck for the South Africans. Disappointment for him. South Africa now 122 for 9.
Try and keep Alan Donald on strike. In the air, out. Glenn McGrath takes 5 wickets, and Australia have won this test match, and they don't come more convincing than this.
As I've said a number of times, I don't think I've ever seen an Australian side so dominant. When you consider the quality of the opposition, South Africa are the next best test side. They've proven that over the last number of years with some good wins, but that is as good as it gets. Total domination from ball 1. And the Australians are very, very happy with that performance. Glenn McGrath ends with 5 wickets. What a great fast bowler he is. And the Australians are absolutely ecstatic with that performance.
And the story of the South African second innings was a disaster. Gibbs and Kirsten put on a few up front before Kirsten hit one to cover. And then a good partnership between Gibbs and Prince. 69 runs before Prince was bowled by Warne. Then Gibbs was out, and after that it was really Calypso. And the bowlers, well, in both the innings they've all been superb. But the second, McGrath, as brilliant as ever, 5 for 21 in 12.5 overs. Shane Warne, well, what a star he is. 4 for 44 in his 12, but it has been some sort of performance by the Australians. Total domination. 652 for 7. Hayden a brilliant 122, Martin a brilliant 133, and Gilchrist, one of the all-time great innings, 204 not out. South Africa 159 and then 133 all out.
Well, that tells the tale of the tape, really. The second biggest defeat ever in the history of the game.
And it's great to see that spectators and players can mix from time to time. Obviously, at certain times it's not allowed, but in a situation like this, great scenes for Australia.
This has been a Fox Sports production.